Hello everyone, welcome to Multilingual. I hope you are doing well at this time of the year. But as you know, winter is coming. So today, the topic of the video is at the doctor's. What useful vocabulary do you need to know? This video is also helpful for the doctors who are going to work in English. So if you got interested, then keep watching this video. Let me introduce you to Amy. When Amy woke up this morning, she didn't feel well. She had a terrible headache and her entire body was aching. So she called her doctor's reception and made an appointment. Let's stop here and look at the vocabulary I've used. The first one was to have a terrible headache, to be aching, doctor's reception, and to make an appointment. When Amy arrived at the clinic, she had to show her health insurance card. Amy was asked to go to the waiting room until she was called out. She proceeded to the consulting room, where her GP first asked about her symptoms and checked her blood pressure. Let's again stop here to check the new vocabulary. The clinic, or the doctor's office. The health insurance card, the card you have as a patient. The waiting room, to be called out, to wait somewhere until you hear your name. The consulting room is where the doctor talks to the patient. GP is a general practitioner, a doctor for everything. Symptoms and blood pressure, to check somebody's blood pressure. Let's continue. He also checked her lungs and heart with a stethoscope. The doctor didn't detect anything serious. He said, "It might be the flu." Finally, he wrote a prescription for a painkiller for her headache. He also issued a sick note that she would have to send to her employer and wished for her speedy recovery. Lungs, a pair of organs in your chest that you can breathe with. A stethoscope, medical equipment, to detect something serious, to find something serious. The flu, influenza. You catch, have, or get the flu, and we always use it with the article the. To write a prescription or to prescribe something. A painkiller, a drug to remove physical pain. To issue a sick note, a letter from a doctor to your employer stating that you're officially unable to work. Speedy recovery, another way of saying get well soon. Speedy recovery. This was the first part of the video with some basic vocabulary. If you want to dive deeper into the topic, stay with me to learn more. First, let's speak about some useful verbs. Then we will learn the correct names of the most common doctors, and finally, talk about the symptoms a sick person might have. To examine. A doctor is examining a patient. To undergo surgery on something. A patient underwent surgery on his heart. To have an X-ray. She had an X-ray to see if any of her ribs were broken. To hurt or to ache. Pay attention to the pronunciation. To ache. I've twisted my ankle, now it hurts. Or it's aching. To take somebody's blood. We can take your blood only until 10 a.m. on Fridays. To vaccinate someone against something. A lot of people have already been vaccinated against COVID multiple times. To inject someone with something. This patient has to be injected with insulin. So what are the right names of the most common doctors and how to pronounce them correctly? GP is a general practitioner, cardiologist or heart specialist. Dentist, ENT doctor, ear, nose and throat doctor. Gynecologist, eye doctor, pediatrician. Do you have doctors among your friends or in your family? Two of my friends are doctors. He is a cardiologist and she is a gynecologist. No, actually, I also have a friend who is a dentist. I do not have a single doctor in my whole family, unfortunately. What symptoms are typical for someone who is sick? Dizziness. I feel dizzy. If you feel dizzy, you don't have a good sense of balance and feel like you might fall down. Dizzy. Fatigue. Extreme tiredness. If you worked out too much, you might feel fatigued. Nausea. The most unpleasant feeling, to me personally, it's when you feel that you're going to vomit. I used to suffer from nausea when I traveled by plane or car when I was a kid. Awful. Numbness. B is silent. Numbness. When you can't feel something physically, for example, when you were sitting in the same position for a long time, you can say your leg is numb or your leg feels numb. But you could also say, my leg has fallen asleep. I love this phrase. My leg has fallen asleep. Rash. When you get a lot of red spots on your skin. If you're allergic to something, you might get a rash. And even worse, it might itch. An itchy rash. Inflammation and swelling. If you get hurt and your arm is swollen, then there is some kind of inflammation sitting inside. We say, my leg is swollen. There is inflammation under my skin. That's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching this video till the end. Whether you are a potential patient or a doctor, I hope this video was helpful for you. As usual, there is a quiz on this video on my Instagram on Tuesday, so follow the link in the description box if you want to take it. See you there or in my next video on Karina Multilingual. Bye guys!